This is Vinny Moore.
Hi, this is Rick Allen from Def Leppard.
This is Mike Dean from Corrosion Conformity.
This is Spider from Power Man 5000.
Hey, this is Danny. And this is Sam. We're half of Greta Van Fleet. The important half.
Hey, what's up? I'm Nick Hexum from 311.
And I am Brad Arnold from Three Doors Down, and you are watching Rock Tight.
Yeah, I noticed that. You guys are in Phoenix now. So you guys were up in, you were in Canada before, yeah?
We were in Chicago when we did that.
Oh, you were in Chicago. Okay, all right. But you are a Canadian, born Canadian. But are you a United States citizen now? I know you were going through that whole process.
As of last year, yes, I am. Now I'm an American.
Wow, you're an American, proud American, no doubt.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, right on, right on. I think your hair's a little bit longer than last time I saw you.
Oh, it could be. Maybe.
Look at that, man. Holy crap, you got some locks on you, man. I'm jealous. Well, I guess, you know what? That's a good look for a professional wrestler, though. You know?
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Oh, my God. Vicky, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah? You guys got to be excited about your first full-length LP, because I know the last time we were talking, we were talking about your very first EP that had just come out, Kings Today, and then I missed you. I missed you on your second EP release. Kings Today, and then you had Fools Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got
Album.
Yes. And it's funny because I was going back and I wanted to make sure that, I didn't talk about anything. I didn't want to be redundant,
Oh, no.
I didn't want to talk about anything the second time with you guys that we had already covered. You know what I mean? So I know because you had that first EP coming out as Sicksense, it was like, how come you guys aren't doing a full-length album? Surely you guys have plans to do such a thing. And now here we are. And again, everybody, welcome to Rock Titan. I should have opened up with that. Welcome to Rock Titan. And we are joined by Vicky Psarakis and Robby once again. And again, last time we caught up, it was 2022. And oh man, so now you have your new full LP, like what? Cross Me Twice, yeah, Cross Me Twice. And now I saw one date on it, March 28th, but then I saw everything that you've been putting out there is February 14th. Help me with that discrepancy. I'm leaning towards you guys putting this out on Valentine's Day, but what was with the March 28th that I saw? Any idea?
Our album got delayed, so we're actually putting it out on March 28th.
Yeah.
Yes, it was supposed to come out on Valentine's Day. But...
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, was there a particular strategy about wanting to put it out on Valentine's Day?
Well, it started from a show. Like, we wanted to do a show on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Or around that time. And then we noticed in 2025 that it fell on a Friday. So we're like, okay, we might as well. But the original plan was, February, March 2025, and then it just coincided that way, so we rolled with it.
Okay. All right. So March 28th. March 28th, everybody.
The new date.
Yeah.
All right. That's the new date. Cross Me Twice. Now, one of the things I thought was wild about this, and I'm just kind of, trolling your social media and everything like that. And I don't know if you want to talk to this, Rob or Vicky, either way. But so you've got your song and your official music video out there for Wildfires. And then you were touring in California, like right around the time that like the Palisades and everything were ablaze. Oh my God. You're out there, it's happening, but you'd already written this song like way beforehand. Talk about like insane coincidence. What are some of your thoughts on that? And what did you think being there at the time? I mean, give me the experience, man.
Yeah, and not also that, we were also selling a t-shirt that said Wildfires on it too.
Oh my God.
It's really bad timing, but hey, some people bought it. Some people were like,
some
this
people
is sick.
bought it. Yeah,
They're like, this is great. I was like, all right.
Yeah, just funny how the world works.
Another funny thing is that the song Wildfires came out in September, and Vicky and I were actually back in our home country of Greece, and there was wildfires happening there too.
Well,
It always happens in Greece, but yeah, we were there as well. And
it happens in the summertime in Greece, though. I think the thing with California that was like weird was like, it's January. Like, why are there wildfires? No, it's funny how the world works, and it's not the first time that we have a plan and something crazy happens around the time that we have a plan. Like, literally when we
Put out
dropped
Kings
Kings
Today. The
Today,
war in Ukraine and Russia like escalated.
no, it just started.
Yeah,
It was like
just
that very
started.
day
It was
that
like
our first song was scheduled to be
it's
put
like, oh,
out. So
Putin's invading Ukraine. It's like, oh, okay, thanks,
yeah,
Putin.
yeah. So we're no stranger to, having something scheduled months in advance, and then boom,
Something terrible happens.
Yeah.
There's something
But on
supernatural
the
about you guys. I'm a little nervous right now. I'm feeling like I might get
yeah,
electrocuted or something just talking to you guys.
maybe you will. No.
You seem
But
excited about that, Vicky. I don't know. You're looking too excited about the prospect of that actually happening.
you'd get a lot of views. That's a clickbait title. I
You
got
know, I've been
electrocuted.
wondering, Vicky, Robby, I've been wondering about that. Like, what do I have to do to like really truly go viral? Like something massive.
Clickbait.
Well,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
have, Sicksense on the show and electrocute myself,
There
while
you
we're
go.
doing a podcast. And there you go. There you have it. But oh, you guys have to be excited about this though, huh? I mean, so everybody, first, before I start talking, Robby and Vicky again, Cross Me Twice. I've listened to the entire album, and go out to rocktitan.tv. There is a review out there, so you can see all of Scotty J's thoughts. But it's incredible. I mean, it really is. I mean, you talk about like that marriage, that beautiful marriage, not only that you guys have, but between metalcore and new metal. I mean, you throw in all of your rapping, Robby, and then the melodic voice that you have, Vicky, which is, you have such a beautiful voice, by the way. I mean, you really sound amazing on this album. And then both of you, with your growling gutturals and all that. I mean, it's just wow. So I guess what made you kind of take that approach versus say like the two EPs that you put out? Was there any kind of different anything in particular that you were kind of honing into for this?
I think really like the simplest explanation would be with our two EPs. That was actually material that was written by our previous guitarist Bran, who had that in mind for his previous band Keychain. So that was more of like a rock, like traditional new metal sound. But then when he started working with Vicky and I as the vocalists, I think maybe that influenced his decision to be like, well, these two come from more extreme metal backgrounds. Let me try to push the music in that direction. So that's how the initial riff started. And then when we were working on it, it was like, yeah, it was really heavy stuff. I felt like there wasn't even a lot of room for me to do rapping stuff. I'm pretty impressed that we managed to incorporate it anyways into these songs. Because like I just felt like it was like more genty and more of the new modern metalcore style of music. So
Right.
there's a lot more screaming on this record. And then, Vicky tied it all together by adding her sound design to it, and that's what makes everything flow so nicely when you're listening to it from beginning to end.
I concur. Yeah, no, I mean, it really did sound amazing. So yeah, that's interesting that you brought that up. That your previous guitarist had, written the music the way the first two EPs came out. So you have a whole new band with you now. Is that correct?
Yep, correct. Yes, it's an
All right.
entirely different lineup. It's just Vicky and I are the
Yeah.
sole remaining members from the original one.
Right on. Yeah. So I know it's all about commitment, and with what you guys are doing is Sicksense now. I mean, honestly, if you guys aren't able to forge a career exclusively as Sicksense, I find that to be a crime. But I know at the same time how difficult it is today. And there was an interesting quote that came out by Gavin Rossdale the other day. I saw that he had done an interview. You guys are supernatural, like no joke, man. All right, so what we were getting to, and everybody, welcome back. playing on everything that Vicky, Robby, and I were all talking about earlier, you know, with wildfires, and they're touring out in California when everything was going on back in January, and, you know, crazy things just happen to follow wherever they go. My whole system crashes, entire infrastructure, everything, done. But they're generous enough to rejoin me here and give me the opportunity to work some of these kinks out. But where I was going with things earlier, Vicky and Robby, there was something interesting that Gavin Rossdale was talking about from Bush. I forget who he was giving the interview with, but he was talking about how hard it is and how scary it is, really, for him to have kids now that want to follow in their footsteps. You know, him and his wife's, or former wives, I guess. But Gwen Stefani, they had kids together, so they want to be musicians. But it is like so hard. You guys know this, to like try to make a living, to make any kind of money at all, you know? Whereas at one time it was just enough to make great music. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Um, I mean, I don't know. I'm not that old, but I can't imagine that it was any different 20, 30, 40 years ago. Like, it's still the top 0 point whatever percent that makes it, that is actually touring, making money, and the rest are just local bands, weekend warriors, etc. So I can't imagine that it was any different in that sense. Maybe the actual revenue stream was higher since everyone just bought physical. You didn't have streaming. Um, but again, it's just okay. So the ones that are making it are making more money off of CD sales. But that still leaves like 99% of bands that started out doing it, had high aspirations, and just didn't make it. So I think that was always the case. I'm not sure.
And then for me, I would say that,
Um,
like, personally, it's like, yeah, this business can be a very fulfilling endeavor, and like you can go through amazing stuff and experience incredible things. But then the financial return might not be worth
oh,
it for a lot of
definitely.
people. It's like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, you get to do all this cool stuff, but you're not like making a solid living, or you got to go back home to like make your money. And then on the flip side of it, it's like if you aren't going through cool stuff, it can be very soul crushing, like to
Yeah.
put in all this effort and you're just spending all this time and money, and then it ends up going nowhere. So
Yeah.
it's very difficult. So yeah, I would tell somebody, like, if I had a kid, I'd be like, yeah, probably don't do this, because there's other things in life that like can set you on a smoother path. That's how I feel sometimes. It's like all the amount of effort that goes into it. I tell Vicky that I'm like, damn, I could have been like putting this energy into something else, and like the reward can be
You don't know that though?
sooner or better. I don't know. Like that's just me. Like
Yeah.
when I tackle something, I go like all in with it. So I'm just like the level of like energy. It's that just life experience. It depends on the
I
person.
think just the music industry, the issue with it, I don't think it's any different from any other industry. The issue is that it just romanticizes the goal. So because you're in love with the idea of making it, and you're like, I'm doing what I love, et cetera, you're willing to eat more shit than you would at any other like industrial day job. Like if you felt like shit every single day that you clocked into McDonald's to flip a cheeseburger, you'd quit. There's nothing romantic about flipping a patty, you know what I mean? So I think that's the issue.
Yeah, and I think it kind of goes like with like what happens in like the WWE, where like in wrestling, the world of wrestling, where like people in the music business are like, well, you should be grateful for this, and it's like, well, I'm working super hard for this, and like I'm doing a job here too. It's like, what do you mean I should be grateful for it? Like, you should be grateful I'm here, but it's not reciprocated. It's like, yeah, well, in any other like industry, you go to work and it's like, yeah, you do your job, and you're not like, oh, the company goes
Things are
on,
just a
but
lot more simple in most jobs. It's like these are
it's
the the the
complex, yeah.
the the list of tasks you need to do. You need to complete them. If you do a good job, you keep your job. If not, they fire you. They find someone else. Whereas the arts, because it's not just music, it's
Sure.
just anything that's creative. It's very subjective. It's very subjective, and it takes a lot to get someone to see your vision or to understand your music the way you want it to be understood. And unfortunately, it's a very visual industry as well. It's not, I wish it were about the music solely, but it's not. It's about the live show and the music videos and your photos and all that. Like, it has to be of a certain caliber, and that costs a lot of money, obviously, and it's an investment. It's a huge investment that you have to make in advance without knowing if you're going to get a return. But again, I don't see that being any different from any other job. The only thing that's different is the romanticism that, like, well, I'm not making any money, but I love what I do, so I'll keep doing this for 20 years or however long it takes, you know? That's how a lot of people view it. And that's never going to change. It is true. I guess I hate the exploitation of it, but it is true.
And you bring up a great point with the exploitation. And I think, you know, where Rossdale was coming from, Vicky, is like, you know, when Bush was coming up, like in the 90s, people, to a point you brought up earlier, were still buying the hard copy media. They were going out to a music store. Oh my God, you know, like music stores. There's music stores that aren't online. You know, you would go and you would buy a CD, you would buy a record, you would buy a tape, you know, whatever medium it is that you were buying. And nowadays, everything's streaming, and no one makes jack off Spotify, you know. And it's like, no, I'm much older than you guys, but like, oh gosh, there was like, oh, what the heck was that thing that Metallica went crazy on way back in the day? What was that streaming service everyone was ripping music off? Napster. Yeah, right. You know, and oh my God, and that was so long ago. That was like so far beyond like where all this streaming came into play. But that's when artists started getting ripped off, you know. And it's like, you're not making money off your product anymore. And it's insane. And so you're forced, if you want to have any prayer at making a living, you got to tour. You know, it's like that physical presence that you have out there, that and merch, right? You know, and some people have the energy and the passion to do it, and then others are just like, you know what, forget it. Like the juice isn't worth the squeeze, you know? So I guess, like, where do you guys fall on that? Because I know like a lot of bands, they're just like, man, we want to do this, but we can't afford to tour. Like, you get the sound techs and you got the lights and you got this setup and that setup, all these different people and all these different moving parts. Because that's something, you know, about the live music experience that not a lot of people think about, which is what was so devastating during COVID, right? Because a lot of people that relied on the live music experience that weren't even the musicians, no job, you know? So like, how do you guys justify doing what you do?
Do as much as you can yourself. Like I started screen printing for Sicksense myself. I was like, let me do this endeavor just so we save money in that way. And then it's like, yeah, I'm selling the merch too when we go out on the road as well. And it's like, it kind of is like that. It's going in this direction where it's like, hey, you need money to make this happen. It's like, you can't be poor being in music anymore. It's like, so we're grateful that like, hey, we make money outside of the band as well. And the band's making money now a bit. So we're fortunate that, hey, we saved up and we're able to invest now, and it's paying off. But it takes money to make money. So
yeah, right on.
For the music business.
So with that note, Robby, I want to tell everybody right now, Cross Me Twice coming out March 28th, originally slated for Valentine's Day, but pushed to March 28th. You got to go buy their music. Buy their music. Don't stream it or anything like that. But if you're going to stream it, at least check out their awesome music videos that they have out there on YouTube right now. I've seen actually a few already. One of my favorite songs, Masquerade Parade. Love that one. Then you got Wildfires and On Repeat. Do you have any other official music videos beyond that?
Well, we have one coming out next week. Single number 4. Yeah.
Okay.
4 in this carousel. Yeah. And then because we pushed back the release, that's also given us more time to possibly put out more singles before that. So
more music videos.
Yeah, and more music videos. So we're probably going to do another one sometime in March, and maybe one more with the release or right after the release. I'm not sure. But yeah, the pushback is giving us more time to create more music videos, so I'm excited about that.
Well, you don't want to oversaturate it, Vicky, because you want people paying you for your music, you know? And I mean, I guess depending on the platform that you put your videos out, you get a good amount of views. And, you know, I'll definitely be pushing everything you guys have out there. You got to see these videos, everybody. They're freaking awesome. But how do you find the return on the views? Like, you're on YouTube. Do you put your videos on any other platforms or just YouTube?
I mean, we cut up like little clips for social media and whatnot, but like the
Sure.
full videos just on YouTube. Maybe Facebook too.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that like a lot of musicians need to get on this, like just like what we've been doing is making clips of our music videos and
Mhm.
posting them, especially on Meta, on
Right.
Facebook and Instagram. They actually have a really good payout, even though we're like splitting the revenue share with our record label Earache Records.
Yeah, right.
It's a good payout. Like it's like, hey, we're making the content and it's just like stuff we've already done. So that's also the incentive for us to make more music videos. It just gives us more to
Yeah.
work with.
Th-
So if we
that's
have like
cool.
a video for every song, we are able to cut it up and just make money off of, posting on Facebook, which is
S-
great. So it's
Smart,
awesome. Yeah.
smart. And
Yeah.
then merch. I need to get a
Yes.
hat. I
Yes.
need to have a Sicksense hat on instead of the one I have on right
That
now.
That too.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it. I
Yeah.
saw you guys had some new merch out there, so got to buy that. Where's the best place to
Yeah.
buy Sicksense merch?
Soundescapeagency.com/sicksense/merch.
Yeah, that's the best way to get it directly off of us. And if you want to get the physical media from us, and Earache also has their own merch that they're making, it's off of Earache's website, our record
Yes.
labels.
Okay. All right. A couple more things, and I will let you guys go because I know you have many other better things to do than talk to me, and we don't want to tempt the fates here that my whole system's going to go down again. But
No.
so far so good. We're doing okay here. But I thought it was really funny. There was a quote. I don't know if it came from you, Vicky, or from you, Robby. But who needs couples therapy when you can start a metalcore band instead? Who said that?
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
do you share that feeling, Vicky, or is Robby talking out of his ass?
No, I mean, I guess it's kind of true. Like anytime we do disagree or there's anything tension or whatever, it's about music. It's about the band. So that leaves like everything else kind of in our personal lives to be pretty chill. Um,
Yeah, I have to step back sometimes. It's like sometimes I'm like upset, but it's not that I'm upset with Vicky. I'm just upset with the circumstances that
Mhm.
involves Vicky because we're in a band together, and it's like
Right.
all this outside stuff caused problems between us that are. It's like when you step back and you like realize, hey, it's not her, it's not me. It's like this other thing. We just have to deal with it and
yeah.
work through it together instead of being mad at each other over it because it's out of our hands. A lot of these things. It's like, hey, there's other people involved, and that's what it is. So
True that. True that. But I
respect it.
have to speak for everybody here, Robby and Vicky. You guys are on the hook. You guys are on the hook to stay together as a married couple because we need Sicksense. We need a nice long future for Sicksense because you guys are making too good music right now. I mean, and
Thank
and 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 hopefully for many years to come. Seriously, man. I mean, everything you guys have done together so far is just absolutely freaking awesome. So cross me twice. March 28th. What are we doing in support of it? Obviously, you guys have already toured in 2025. Anything in particular you're looking at for the springtime? Because, man, with the kind of music you guys are making, I'm thinking, man, you guys should be touring with like Butcher Babies, with Ginger. I mean, there are like, just so many bands that you are like a perfect match with that would be phenomenal in this moment. Dead. I'm just rattling off a bunch of bands that
yeah.
I love and that I've talked to. Are you guys in the works already of putting any of this stuff
Yeah.
together?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're working on
we
it.
just hooked up with Powerline Management, who manages Butcher Babies, Escape the Fate, and Dead. These incredible bands you just mentioned. So that was another reason why we wanted to push because that management team came in a bit late into our process. But we're working on it. We have an incredible booking agent, Alex Gilbert of TKO, and he's really fighting to get us something. It's been
Yeah.
difficult because we
So
need the numbers up.
we do have some stuff that
Mhm.
hasn't been announced, but not
Cool.
like a full tour yet. But we are working,
Pushing.
trying to get something for the spring, hopefully, or fall, or both. But yeah, they're working on it. The team's working on it, so
And
we'll see what
it really
happens.
is a whole other Sixth Sense experience seeing us live. It's like I'm grateful that a lot of people love our music and our music videos, but seeing us live is a whole nother beast. it's amazing. So like I think that's how we really win over a lot of fans. Like we opened up for Escape the Fate and Dead back in December.
Oh, right
We
on.
just did these 2 Snot reunion shows in California, and
Yes.
a lot of their audiences didn't even know who we were. But then at the end of it, like a whole bunch of people came up to us like, "Wow, you guys are amazing! I had no idea who you were," and it was great. We won over a lot of people by them seeing us live.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, guys, good luck. And thank you again for your patience and joining me on this. And for the second half of our conversation, no issues. No issues whatsoever. It's absolutely amazing. So, everybody, again, we are here with Vicky and Robby. They are Sicksense, and they have their brand new album, their first full-length debut album, because they've already got 2 EPs, but Cross Me Twice, coming out March 28th. Make sure you go check that out. Go check out all their new music videos, because we got to make sure these guys are getting properly compensated for the amazing art that they are putting out there. And if you want these guys to be making music for many years to come like I do, you got to show support. Next time you see me, I'm going to be wearing one of their hats. Yes, that's right. I'm going to have a Sicksense hat on in my next podcast. Book it. Hold me to it. And if you like this podcast every bit as much as I know you had to, please show us some love. Leave some comments, all you keyboard warriors. Let me have it. If there's anything I missed talking about with Vicky and Robby, let me know. And, hopefully we'll be catching up with you guys again. And go show some love to Sicksense. Everything. Social media. We'll get all the links out here. Go check out the videos, like I said. And, we'll be looking real forward to your next new music video. And then, of course, any tour updates, because catching you guys live, that's definitely where it's at, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Thank you so much,
Thanks for
Scott.
having
All
us.
right, thank
Yeah.
you. All right, Scotty J, you are watching Rock Titan. We're out.